right. I'm going to give a few minutes for people to come in if they want to come in. We got a lot of interesting topics to talk about, but I'm going to wait till we have people being able to come in here first. Make sure you share this video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Sorry about that. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification bell. All right, I'm trying to see if anyone is trying to come in. All right. I know it's taking a while. Just trying to make sure I get everything set up. All right. So, like I said before, we have a lot of interesting. Anyone who does decide to come in, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit that notification bell. Also, I've left links in the description box for you to follow me on, whether it be Black Junction, YouTube, Twitter, etc. Make sure you share with your friends and family members. So, yeah. We're going to be talking about the Jalen Walker, what happened with Jalen Walker. We're going to talk about what happened in Highland Park. We're going to talk about the hypocrisy of how black people are treated by police compared to white people when it comes to being shot at or being surrendered to the police station. That's going to be, we're going to have to talk about stuff like that. So, I'll still be sharing. So, anyway, let's see. There is some other topics I want to get started with first before we talk about some of the bigger ones. So let's see. Let's see what we're gonna talk about first. Well, I did say we're gonna talk about the hypocrisy um, of how police handle black people compared to white people. Um, I'll go on and off about that topic using different things. I'm trying to find this photo of that has R. Kelly and that Ghislaine Maxwell, and that could be the first example of how a black suspect is treated compared to a white suspect. But first, I'm going to try to find that photo first. All right, let me see. I'm trying to find where I. All right, hold on. I'm trying to figure out where I had that video, that photo. Oh, no, that one wasn't it. Sorry if it's taking so long. Oh, I think I found it. All right. So right now what I'm about to do is about to. Hey Jerome. Yes. Hey Jerome. What's up? Yes, I've heard about it. We will talk about that later. That's going to be one of the bigger topics we'll talk about towards the end of the video, towards like later on in the video, especially when more people come in. Make sure you share this live stream. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, hit that notification, and share with your friends and family members while this live stream is going on. That all that helps with the channel because for some reason, because my channel is too small, the algorithm does not give away a lot of my notifications due to my fact of my channel being too small. And then plus they don't like the topics I talk about. So yeah. Yeah, that is true. When we were ever free in the 4th of July. But like I said, we'll talk about that shooting later on. But like I said, just share the live stream that and hit that like button. That really helps. All right. So so you see these two individuals. So I know this is from someone's Twitter, but that's Jolene Maxwell on the top and R. Kelly on the bottom. We're talking about the systemic hypocrisy. She only got 20 years for her involvement with Jeff Epstein's child human trafficking, while R. Kelly. Oh, and by the way, she was proven with actual evidence that she was involved with Jeff Epstein's. Meanwhile, he said she said evidence on R. Kelly got him 30 years, which is 10 more years than what Maxwell got. They were punished for nearly the same incident, almost the same incident. This is not me defending, well, let's just say we still don't know if R. Kelly really did those things. They could have got him years ago when that first when they first talked about it, but there was no evidence and the case had to be dismissed. But the fact that black people still get punished. My point is the fact that black people get punished a lot harsher than other people. That's what I'm talking about. Is that black people get punished harsher than other people. And that's what's been going on. So yes, it is that's the situation. So yeah, this justice system wants to hurt black people more than it wants to go after anyone else. It does not want to give justice to black people. It just wants to destroy black people as much as it can. And it's done by design, ladies and gentlemen. It's done by design. All right. But anyway, that's just an example of how the justice system treats people differently, how the justice system treats black people and compared to how they treat white people. All right. So there's something else I want to talk about next. And I want to talk about the Emmett Till situation. That's another topic I wanted to talk about. So I want to talk about this Emmett Till warrant that was recently discovered just a few days ago. It was a warrant that's supposed to was issued in 1955 for the arrest of Carol Bryant. And for those who may not remember who Cal Bryant was, that's the woman that lied on the young boy you see in this photo, Emmett Till, that led to those two races, one of them being her husband. I think another one was her brother and some other friends of theirs to un to unjustly kill um, Emmett Till. The brutal nightmare, the brutal murder of Emmett Till, which also kickstarted the civil rights movement, happened because of what happened to Emmett Till. So now there was a recent discovery on the warrant that the police, for some reason, well, we probably know the real reason, just refused to follow through with, and it's been missing or purposely hidden. I bet you it was purposely hidden. And now it's been discovered. So I'm going to read this article about the recent warrant that has been discovered. So, all right. So, but first I want to read the title real quick. Emmett Till's family calls for woman's arrest after finding 1955 warrant. And when they mean by woman's arrest, they really mean Carol Bryan. They want her to be arrested. They really want her to be arrested. So, anyway, the family of Emmett Till is calling for the woman linked to the black teen's kidnapping in 1955 to be arrested after a team searching for new evidence into the infamous lynching found a unserved warrant for her, meaning Carol Bryan, that was never executed almost 70 years ago. Layford County Circuit Clerk Elmas Stockstill. Oh, by the way, Emmett Till is from Chicago, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to get back to that Chicago in another topic later on today. Later on tonight. Stockstill told the Association Press on Wednesday that the search group, which included two of Till's relatives and members of the Emmett Till Legacy Foundation, discovered a warrant for the arrest of Carol Bryan Dahmer, identified as Miss Roy Bryant, on the document in a file folder in the basement of a Mississippi courthouse last week. Domham, who is white, had accused the 14-year-old, remember he was 14-year-old when he was killed, Till, of making improper advances at a family store in Money, Mississippi in August 1955, an accusation that started the chain of events that led to Till's lynching. Dahmer was married to Roy Bryant. Now, Roy Bryant, that was one, I think that was the husband, one of the two white men who were acquitted weeks after Till was abducted from a relative's home, lynched, and tossed into the river. That's what happened to Emmett Till, ladies and gentlemen. That's what happened to Emmett Till. They went to his relatives that he was spending the night with, and that's how they found him and lynched him. They did all kinds of sorry about that. While the documents are thwarted by decades, it is unclear where the warrant dated August 29, 1955 was located for all these years. Stockstill told the Association Press that he certified the warrant to be real after it was found June 21. That was I believe a couple weeks ago. So this happened a couple weeks ago when they actually found it. They narrowed it down between the 50s and 60s and got lucky, Stockstill said. A photo of the warrant was photo of the warrant published by the Mississippi Free Press showed a document that reads, "We command you to take the body of J.W. Miller, Roy Bryant, and Miss Roy Bryant, if to be found in your county, to answer to the state of Mississippi on a charge of kidnapping." Check marks are next to Malin's and Roy Bryant's name, but Doma, identified as Mrs. Roy Bryant, does not have one next to hers. The news of the discovery led family and longtime advocates to call for the arrest of Doham, meaning Carol Bryant, who is in her late 80s and most recently lived in North Carolina, according to public records. Since police never served the warrant, it is possible for law enforcement to still seek her arrest. But Bill Cosby, when he was accused of stuff he did 50, 60, 30 years ago and was not proven to have done it, so he's still technically innocent. That's why he's out of jail. They still wanted to go after him. He is 80, he is blind, but they wanted to throw him in jail for stuff that he was accused. Not he did, he was accused went 40 years ago. And they're still trying to go after him. They're still trying to go after Bill Cosby. But they don't think they can go after Carol Bryant anymore? That's BS. I know BS when I see it and hear it. Yes, Dawn. What about Emmett Till? Where are the white Christian artists like Chloe Cairns, different Russians in their music? Apparently, they haven't learned from that George Floyd incident, have they? Okay, thank you. Hey, Jerome, if you're still around, if you want to talk about it, I'll leave a link in the stream for you to come in if you want to come in, if that's all right. Till's cousins, Deborah and Terry Watts, have previously delivered a petition to Mississippi Attorney General Lynch Finch, Republican, requesting the prosecution of Doham for Till's kidnapping. The Justice Department announced in December that they have ended its investigation into Till's lynching. And this is the Department of Justice of Jim Crow Joe, the guy that was supposed to be having black people's back. Don't look like you have black people's back, Jim Crow Joe. You don't have black people's back. If you don't even have women's back right now. You don't even have women's back now when it comes to this whole abortion thing. But I'm mostly focusing on black people as a whole community. You don't have people's back. You've been too busy stabbing them in the back. When it comes to people's backs, you know how to stab them in the back. So, yeah, there's your Department of Justice, your Biden Department of Justice, and this probably is the Department of Justice of Mississippi. But the U.S. Department of Justice is not doing the so-called, but they'll do it for everyone else. Execute warrant now, tweeted the Emmett Till Legacy Foundation. Serve it and charge her, Terry Waltz told the Association Press, adding that finding the warrant amounted to new evidence. This is what the state of Mississippi needed to go ahead. Beaumont Stockhill, the Department of Justice, and Lefter County Sheriff Ricky Banks did not respond to requests for comment. And we know why. While a 1955 warrant would probably not hold up if the sheriff were to serve it, any new evidence could provide a stronger argument for the discovery of the warrant to bring about a new probe. Ronald J. Recklin, forgive me if I pronounced it wrong, a dissident professor, forgive me if I pronounced that wrong too, professor of law at the University of Mississippi School of Law, told the Washington Post. Digitus. If officers want to pursue the case, presumably they have whatever information they have back in 1955 plus some more. You really could go in front of a judge today or tomorrow and get new arrest warrants if you think, in fact, there is probable cause and suspicion for a crime. Recklet said the warrant doesn't really give us new substance evidence in her role in this crime, but it does indicate she was a suspect at one time and that a judge determined probable cause to arrest her at one time. But like I said before, they're so busy want to go after Bill Cosby and R. Kelly and stuff like that, and their stuff happened. The stuff that they were accused of was supposed to happen 20, 30, 40 years ago. But guess what? They didn't care. They saw two black men, and they say, do whatever it takes to throw them in jail. And now R. Kelly is about to suffer 30 years. Bill Cosby was almost about to suffer 10 years, but he managed to get out. But Bill Cosby, I'm sorry, R. Kelly, he could be in prison for 30 years, and he's like in his 50s. He's going to be either 80 or 90 something years old by the time he gets out. R. Kelly is pretty much going to die in prison unless they find a way to appeal his sentence and he either gets a lesser sentence or proves that he's innocent to the point where he can get off. And the prosecution ain't gonna make probably ain't gonna make some of the mistakes that let in the Cosby case. Well, let's just say whatever allowed Bill Cosby to go free, they are not gonna allow the same thing to happen with the R. Kelly situation. They want at least one of them to go to jail, and they're gonna do whatever it takes for one of them to go to jail. Not only go to jail, but to stay in jail. So, yeah. But I'm going to, let's see, do I want to continue reading this? In 1955, this is just explaining what the incident that happened. But yeah, so we're not going to continue reading. But yeah, since they want to go after people like R. Kelly and Bill Cosby over stuff that happened 50 years ago, 30 to 50 years ago, whether they did it or not, they should be able to go after Carol Bryant for what happened to Emmett Till. And yet this is a Christian nation. Far from it. in my opinion. Um, this was never a Christian nation, because remember, this was a nation. When this nation was founded, they actually didn't want this nation to be based. Yeah, they're not going. What did Ben Affleck do? I know his brother got in trouble for something, Casey Affleck. Now, some black people are mad at Ben Affleck for the fact that he found out that he was a descendant of slave owners, and they didn't want that secret out. I dare these white Christian music artists to confront white supremacy and racism. Yeah, I do so too. Yeah, this supposed to be family values, the Christian nation, and stuff like that. But you going around attacking people because they're black or because whatever. I believe Ben Affleck touched someone's beast on Total Request Live. TRL. When did that happen? Because it's been a while since I heard about TRL. I think TRL has stopped airing years ago when that one guy, Daley Carson, left that show. But these people. That's why they didn't go after Elvis, even though he's dead, but they will go after a dead Michael Jackson. Oh, 2003, that's when it happened. Yeah, they probably don't believe in reparations. But yeah, the next topic I want to talk about is what happened. And shout out to Tariq for posting this on his Twitter, but I wanted to bring it up real quick. Last live stream, I talked about the abortion. Yes, it did. Yeah, okay. Um, anyway, I talked about the abortion situation, and then how people were outraged, and then how they went after um Justice Clarence Thompson. And this is not me not defending Justice Clarence Thompson. He done a lot of buck dancing. Said I. Yeah, I bet you so. But I'm gonna talk about this new topic right now. But yeah, I'm bringing up this woman by the name of Mary Midler. Um,
Yesterday.
We'll explain the reason why I'm going to play this video, but they blamed everything on Roe v. Wade being overturned on Clarence Thomas. Not even though that there was let's say 4 other Supreme Court justices that also overturned, but they are making black men, well, by using Clarence Thomas as a proxy to be the face of Roe v. Wade being destroyed, and preventing women from getting abortions, even though the real reason why they got rid of any ways to make to keep abortions illegal, at least in certain states, is, or at least in the federal level, is because the white racists want to keep the white community the majority, but they know that non-Hispanic white population numbers are dwindling. They're dwindling because of violence, like the recent shooting in Highland Park. The COVID and other illnesses is killing them. The opioid crisis, stuff that they wanted to make black people the face of, it's killing them more. And then they said things like abortion was lowering the population numbers because less women are giving birth, and are terminating their births, whether because they just feel like terminating, because they're just not ready for children, if they're not healthy enough to go through with the process of childbirth, or they were the victims of sexual assault or incest or molestation and it led to pregnancy and or unprotected sex, and it has led to them getting pregnant but they're not ready. So, and they saw that it was mostly white women that were getting, they kept saying black women were the face, but how is black women were the face? If black women were the face of abortion, why are they getting rid of it then? Because the reason why abortion even existed in America was because Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, wanted to exterminate or at least lower the black population numbers enough so that we would remain a not only a minority but a low, extremely low minority, to the point where we will be a permanent underclass by population, by both wealth and population numbers, meaning there will not be a lot of us around. The reason why they're getting rid of abortion is not only because they want to criminalize black women more, because there's more black people that can throw in jail, although black women are the less likely to have abortions. But the real reason is that they found out that more white women did abortions. More white women did abortions than black women and other women. I mean, there are other groups, other non-white groups who don't believe in abortion, so they don't do it, like the Hispanic community and the Arab community, the Islamic faith community. They don't believe in that stuff, so they can't be the face. But certain white women, including those who are not affiliated with any religious belief, they're the ones that are getting the most abortions. So that's why the Supreme Court that's why Trump stacked the court when he was in office with the Supreme Court. And yes, we know that Joe Biden is in office. We know that the Democrats hold majority, the House of Representatives, and the Senate. But Trump put in those Supreme Courts way before he got booted out of office. And those Supreme Court justices are lifetime. They can't be voted in by the people or voted out. They are appointed by the president and approved by the U.S. Senate, and they get to stay in there for as long as they want, no matter what kind of administration is the current head of it could be a Democratic administration or Republican administration. And even if Democrats made as many laws, the Supreme Court, if it was heavily in favor of the Republicans, can challenge any laws that the Democrats made that they deemed unconstitutional if the laws were made. And one of those laws that they believe was, or they can overturn rulings, and one of those rulings was Roe v. Wade. Though they can be in there till they're dead or decide to resign on their own. The only way they can be impeached, the only way they can be removed without waiting until they decide to resign or die, is if they are impeached. However, there has to be evidence of a scandal that requires them to be impeached. If there's no such scandal, they can't just be booted out for no reason by that way. They can't just be impeached for no reason. That would be unjustified. So that's why it's a rare case that a judge is impeached. Other than that, retirement or death is the only other way a judge can leave. Otherwise, it's a lifetime position. That's why a lot of people are now starting to want term limits on some of these positions that are lifetime. Now, let's go back to Mary Miller right here. She exposed the real reason why they got rid of Roe v. Wade. I'm going to play this video of this woman who is actually a politician in the state of Illinois. I believe she is a congresswoman or a candidate to be Congress to go into to become a congresswoman. I forgot which one. So we're going to play this video.
President Trump, on behalf of all the MAGA patriots in America, I want to thank you.
That's former President and billionaire Donald Trump, and they believe he's going to try to run again in 2 years. And I think she's either running or for election to win, or she's running for re-election. And she's a MAGA person. So anyway, back to the video.
For the historic victory for white life in the Supreme Court yesterday.
Did you hear that? Let's play that again, shall we?
President Trump, on behalf of all the MAGA patriots in America, I want to thank you for the historic victory for white life in the Supreme Court yesterday.
She said white life. That was the real reason why majority of the white community that is anti-abortion or just members of the white community, the PC, the palm color community, was celebrating the overturn of Roe v. Wade. They won't admit it to black people or other non-white people, but it has been documented that America's population numbers are dwindling, especially in certain communities, one of them being even the so-called majority community, the white community. Their fear is anywhere between 2040 and 2065, which is not going to be for another like maybe 20, 30, 40 something years. But we're actually close to those 2 years. But they said anywhere between those 2 years, that if they don't have enough babies and if they don't stop other groups from having babies, that's why they're pushing on some of these agendas towards black people and doing all these shootings towards black people and deporting people, certain immigrant groups that they don't want in here. Because if they don't do any of this stuff between 2040, that it may be sooner than that, but they said that they're estimated between 2040, predicting between 2040 and 2065, they will be outnumbered if they have not been outnumbered already. No census has proved, most censuses right now still consider non-white, non-Hispanic white people as the majority population by race in the country that is the United States of America. But their fear is that that can all change in 20 to 40 years because of the rise of non-white immigrants, the rise of born citizens who are non-white citizens in America who are already citizens of the United States, born here, descendants of those who were here before the civil rights movement, are still having kids that are classified as non-white, and particularly black people. And despite the death, the disease, most non-white population numbers, especially the black community, are still growing while theirs is dwindling. Their numbers were dwindling since the Civil War, ladies and gentlemen. The Civil War has been how long their numbers were actually dwindling. Yeah, they managed to still hold the position as the majority for this long since the Civil War, since the beginning of this nation. But the fact that their numbers are lowering, that it's starting a ripple effect. Hey, what's up, LB? Hey, I'm about to leave a link. Um, I'm about to hold on. I'm about to let me see, get off this screen real quick, and then I'm going to leave a link if you want to come on in. So if you want to come on in, um, here's the link to come on in. But yeah, she is a racist woman. But yeah, their fear is that they're going to be a minority. When you are a minority, you have what's going to happen is you're easily outnumbered as a people, which means it's harder for you to appoint people when there's a majority of people that are against you. They will try to do whatever it takes to outnumber you. They can outnumber you in battle, in war. It's just being outnumbered. Then that means they can. First, it's being outnumbered. Next is losing power and wealth. No one is going to continue supporting anti-black racism and white supremacy. So if we stop supporting white-owned businesses, if we stop voting for white politicians and start wanting our own politicians, well, some of that is already happening now, just a small number. But if it gets even larger, um, then they won't have they can't do anything because their group will be too small to do anything, and that's what they fear. Hey LB, what's up? Welcome to the show. Make sure y'all also subscribe to LB, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are here or watching the rerun.
What's up, Jdawg?
Yes. Hey, what's up? So what do you think about this situation? I'm about to stop sharing my screen about that woman. That woman is Mary Miller, and then she wanted to go around saying that I mispronounce. What do you think about that?
Nah, she said what she said. You know what I'm saying? She meant what she said. They try to, whenever these white supremacists get their butt in the crack, they always do all this damn white splaining, you know what I'm saying? And always try to, white out what they said on social media and through other outlets and stuff like that. So, she said what she said, you know what I'm saying? So, am I surprised by that? No, not in the least bit.
I
You
ain't
know,
surprised about it either.
she said what she said. And my thing is, man, if you're gonna look, if you're gonna be, be bold but your white supremacy, you know what I'm saying? Be bold and blunt but your racism and all that. You know what I'm saying? Don't chicken out now. Now you got yourself caught up in shit. I mean, ain't no point backing out now. I never intended to be such a racist, and I really apologize from the bottom of my heart. I look to, you know, have a very inclusive and diverse community. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Anyway,
Not so diverse. Not so diverse. Yeah, she meant what she said. It was all about trying to preserve white supremacy. That's the bigger goal. But yeah, part of preserving white supremacy is to try to save their population numbers as much as they can because they are dwindling. They're dwindling. They don't have much time. They know that naturally it's almost time up for them.
well, not only that, and a whole bunch of black people just hanging off the ceiling. Well, black women just hanging off the ceiling, getting abortions and all that. It's them. It's their kind that's having the abortions and all that.
Yeah, they wanted to make black women the face because their original goal with abortion was to get black men as much black women. Maybe they won't get them all, but just enough to have less babies be born in the black community, which could lead to, unfortunately, lower populations of black people. And then, as long as black immigrants don't side with black Americans, or even if they did, they get easily deported as a result. That was um that way they can lower the numbers of black people in the country.
See,
That
but
was the
see,
whole point.
one thing they leave out is the fact that you have white men out here having babies with these black women too.
Yes, that's another thing. And see, they're gonna eventually they might try to target interracial relationships, which the swirlers and the divestors better be careful if they and Clarence Thompson better be careful, and so does Ketanji Jackson, because they are in interracial relationships. If they do decide to go after Loving versus Virginia, the divestment and swirling movement, the marriages of Clarence Thompson and Kedanji Jackson are over. They're over because they were built by the legalization of interracial relationships, thanks to rulings in cases like such as Loving versus Virginia, which, by the way, that case happened in this state that we lived in. I mean, it's in the name, but yes, but Clarence Thompson is okay with going after um the possibility of going after the Alphabet Academy. We know what that group is really called. Um, but the minute they decide, and he may not personally go after it, but you got to be careful of his fellow Supreme Court justices, because they would be possibly, because I believe their spouses, they're either single or their spouses are white and they're white themselves. They could decide to go after Loving versus Virginia. And I'm not sure if they really have enough Supreme Court justices to overturn that, because like I said, Clarence Thompson then would side with Ketanji Brown, because they're both in interracial relationships. But like I said, his fellow conservative justices, and maybe even a couple of the liberal ones, may go after it if they're not in interracial relationships, because it won't affect them, but it will affect Clarence Thompson. But he's going around saying that he's going after alphabet marriages, and I could care less about those marriages too. I'm focusing on what's happening with black people. Um, but um, yeah, this Trump really put in a Supreme Court that could be taking away people's rights, but they didn't have, and now people are angry. But they didn't have this smoke for when black people were losing rights. Now all of a sudden, they're starting to lose their rights. They kept siding with white supremacy, and now white supremacy is backfiring on them, because now they're starting to lose their rights. And then they want to get black people to fight for them when they have not fight for us. Hey, what's up, Jacob Jennings? I was just saying hi to Jacob Jennings. What do you think about that, LB?
All right, first and foremost, what's up, Jacob Jennings? Salute to you, bro. I'm not trying to be too long winded because I'm currently battling COVID at the moment. But
Wait, you got infected?
yes, I got infected.
Oh, sorry to hear about that.
But so I'm not gonna try to be too long winded. But look, when it comes to the whole Roe v. Wade dynamic, right? And we all know the history behind Roe v. Wade and Margaret Sanger and all that, right? That's not a black issue, okay? So as far as I'm concerned, I give a fuck about Roe v. Wade. Now, what we should be concerned about is the fact that Biden help the Supreme Court strike down a ruling the way you can go after the police for them violating your rights. So now it's to the point now where a cop can violate your rights, and
Yes,
you
you talk about the Miranda rights. I actually talked about the Miranda rights in the last live stream. You can continue if you're still here.
yeah, I'm still here. Thanks,
All right.
Jacob Jennings, man. I appreciate it, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Jacob Jennings was a long time supporter of my channel, man.
Oh, okay.
Um, but as far as like Biden, look, Biden ain't no different than Trump, man. Biden is a distinction without a difference. Okay. Um, now they worried about Trumpism now and all that, but the Democrats had just as much time. They had ample time to fix this shit, right?
They did.
They had ample time when they had the super majority back in 2010. That would have been a pristine time then for them to get their Supreme Court justices lined up and all that. They didn't do that. They could have expanded the court. They had so much. There was so much they could have done, and they chose not to do it.
You got that
Now,
right.
now the chickens have come home to roost. So
Yeah,
I don't want to hear no crying from them. They can get the fuck out of here. I'm not trying to listen to nothing these Democrats trying to say. You got old Kamala at the damn Essence Festival trying to get her sister girl hustle on. You know,
yeah, that's not going to work anymore. Also, black people probably would have helped if they had decided to give us tangibles. But guess what? They don't want to give us tangibles. They don't want to give us nothing. So why should we help you when
well, J
you
Dog.
have um
I'm sorry, J Dog. Let me chime in on that real quick, cause I'm very passionate about that too. Look, I'm right there with you about the tangibles. But you know what the problem of us getting tangibles? As long as you got bootlicking Negroes out here like Van Jones that telling you that's gonna tell the Democrats that hey, the reparations thing, man, that's too divisive. And then you got other niggas like Al Sharpton running his mouth talking about, well, 65% of white people don't approve of reparations for black people. I'm like, I don't care about what those crackers think. I want my fucking tangibles, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you
yeah,
got these looking trashy ass samples running right here, every time, every time, every time we come around, they try to put us down, right?
right.
So,
Yeah. Who cares about what other groups? They're doing stuff for other groups. We in the black community didn't want only Asians to have an anti-Asian crime bill. Where's our crime bill? But did that stop the Asian community from getting a crime bill? No, gave it to them anyway, and they didn't do no study. But when it comes to black people getting tangibles, we have to do a study and all that stuff. So yeah, miss me on that. We can't really do anything. Um, and then before since you just arrived, I talked about earlier the warrant for Carol Bryan. Uh, the family of Emmett Till now wants Carol Bryan arrested after the warrant was found that was created in 1955. And some people in the Department of Justice don't want to continue with the Emmett Till case, but they were okay with going after Bill Cosby and R. Kelly, which I also talked about earlier, or that woman that was with Jeffrey Epstein, she only got 20 years. R. Kelly has 30 years. What do you think about those two topics?
yeah, so on that note, um, look, when it comes to the DOJ and Merrick Garland, and first of all, Kristen Clark is an immigrant, and then Kristen Clark is is involving interracial marriage too. So I don't got no faith in them motherfuckers, man.
Me either.
Merrick Garland's week. They focus on January 6th for media attention and all that.
Yeah, that is true.
Donald Trump ain't going to jail yet, despite the overwhelming evidence that's out there against him. So, and then another person I point the finger at, Letitia James.
Oh yes, the woman. I think she's the district attorney or the attorney general in New York. Yeah,
Exactly.
why she's not pushing for an anti-black hate crime bill in New York for what happened in Buffalo?
Should have been had that.
Yes,
Should have been had Trump. She should have been had Trump arrested.
that's
But
correct. All right, now let's get on to the real topics. All right, we got now. Let's start with the one everyone. Oh, Eric Johnson's in the house. I'm gonna put him in too. What's up, Eric Johnson? While I get ready for this new topic.
What's up, homie? How you doing? What's up, brother LB?
all right, what's up, bro?
All right,
That's
so
my little brother right there, man.
yes. Make sure y'all subscribe to Eric Johnson 1944. He has a channel too. If you have not subscribed to him, I'm gonna make sure I leave a link at least in the description box and comment sections at hopefully immediately after the live stream or whenever or as soon as possible. I can even leave it links right now in the chat room. If or y'all can do it on your own. Just leave your links in the chat room to your channels, and hopefully people will come and subscribe if they haven't subscribed. But now we're getting ready to the real topics. Let's start with this one. We all know who this brother used to be. This is now who we could say the late Jalen Walker of Akron, Ohio, the hometown of LeBron James. Jalen Walker was being chased by police officers in a vehicle for we don't know what reason, and he fled the scene only to be shot 60 times by 8 cops. He was actually shot at 90 times, but he was hit 60 times and he died. Meanwhile, this guy, let me see, yes, this guy, Robert Bobby Cremo, I'm gonna try a bigger, yeah, Robert Bobby Cremo, he shot 60 people, killed 5 of them, and he got taken in alive. I want to bring up another individual in another case, if I can find it. This is Cremo being arrested. Oh, and this is also Cremo. This time he's at a Trump rally, and they said that Kyle Rittenhouse was there. I'll show that later. Yeah, right here. 60 times, 0 times. He actually killed people. Actually, 7, because recently there was a report that someone who was at the hospital succumbed to his wounds. And that's the same thing. This guy right here. This happened in Kentucky.
Oh yeah, the motherfucker.
Yeah.
That
Now
motherfucker killed 3 people in the police dog.
yes, the police dog. Now the Bobby Carimo happened in Chicago in the Highland Park. This happened in Kentucky. Yes, he killed the dog and 3 officers. He was brought in alive. He got beat up, but he was brought in alive. And yeah, we're coming back to this person. This happened during the 4th of July in Highland Park, which is right near the Chicago area. And then, you know what? I want to bring up that those folks. Shout out to Bishop Tyler Swan for bringing this up. These people, including Jalen Walker, Laquan McDonald, Sean Bell, and Amano Diablo, they're killed. Dylan Roof, James Holmes, Robert Long. He was the guy. Okay, James Holmes was the one who pretended to be the Joker at was it the movie theater?
Yeah, he the one. So during the premiere of the Dark Knight, he went to a movie theater out in Aurora, Colorado, portrayed
Yeah.
himself as the Joker, and killed like 12 people.
Yes. Dylan Roof, he killed black people at that church in South Carolina.
Yeah,
This
that was
guy,
at Emmanuel AME Church. I grew up around the corner from that church. My best friend goes to that church. So there
yeah,
was a Bible study on a Wednesday night. Now he killed like 9 people, and then the senior pastor was also the state senator. He killed.
yes, yeah, he got killed. Then we had Robert Long. Now this guy, he was killed. He killed. No, he wasn't killed, but he did kill Asian women. He killed Asian women. Why? Because they wouldn't give him a happy ending at a
Yeah,
massage
they ain't giving
parlor.
that Bob Craft special up in Atlanta. Yeah, I've been hearing about. I heard
Yeah, that
about that one.
happened in
You know,
Atlanta,
killing those Asian
Georgia.
women.
Yeah. He shot up those and notice that they don't talk about his crime, but whenever they bring up Asian hate, they bring up homeless immigrant black people who are homeless and who it may not even because they hate Asians. They just either because they have mental health problems and they're just beating up random people that just happen to show up because you don't want to just go near these people if they're mentally unhinged because they'll just attack anyone. But and I bet you someone is hiring them to attack only Asian people.
Yeah, it wouldn't
It's
surprise me because you know how the
yes,
government get down. They would do something real dirty like that. And when
yeah,
they talk about black people, foundational black Americans doing stuff to Asian people, they ain't talking about these foreigners doing stuff to them or these white folks or hell or even their own people in their own community doing stuff. You got Asian people throughout different communities. You might have Chinese and Japanese people beefing with each other, but most of the time they don't talk about that. They want to talk about black people beating up some Asians.
yep. And last we have Peyton Gender. What he was accused of? Buffalo, New York. That grocery store in Buffalo, New York, killed mostly black people, and they all no bullets. They got out scot free. But these people, Jalen Walker, these other people, George
Andrew
Floyd,
Brown.
yes, Mike Brown, Philando Castile, um, they were unarmed or they may have had a gun, but they weren't using it for illegal stuff. It was for protection. Breonna Taylor. Um,
Amir Locke. Remember Amir Locke when the SWAT team came in and
oh
like
yes,
at the break this happened earlier this year out in Minnesota. They not long after the Dante Wright, and that was right in the heels of the Dante Wright trial when they did that bullshit. They
yep.
wait, they saw the gun and the dude even had time to open his eyes and they permanently closed it. I mean, I
And
tell you, man, every time I read these stories, every time I list these stories, man, this shit just infuriates me the more because these cops are some. Look, the problem is we got a whole bunch of incompetent people wearing uniforms right now.
not just incompetent, but racist. We have people. They may be the they may just it may not be just because they're incompetent. It may be because of hatred. Hatred. They
But
just
yeah,
hate
that too.
they hate black people, but now they have a way to screw black people over. They have the power, the authority to screw over black people, and they are protected by the law and protected by their position, so that now with
And it
Miranda
protected by the
rights,
union.
yeah, and now with Miranda rights being gotten rid of, it's about to get worse because Miranda rights are gone. So that it's about to get worse with these cops. These cops We haven't seen how worse they can be. Now with Miranda rights gone, you really are about to see how evil some of these cops are. These racist cops, these corrupt cops. So, and let's not talk about the how they killed people without using guns and bullets. George Floyd, Eric Garner, um, yeah, those are just examples how they did not how they used gun how they did not have to use guns to kill people. So yeah, and we don't see no. They don't want to get rid of qualified immunity. They don't want to give black people an anti-black hate crime bill like they gave the Asian community. I mean, I'm not saying that Asians don't deserve no protection, especially if they're law-abiding citizens, but I'm just saying, where was it when black people needed this stuff?
Well, you know, it just goes to show you when you got the level of incompetency at the top because the fish rots from the head down, right? Then you know you're gonna have these type of things going on, right? That's why we gotta
Yeah.
get these
Yeah, you
old
definitely right.
we gotta get these old people up out of there, right? Whether it be sloppy Joe
Yeah,
Biden, his deep throat sideshow, right? That you know like to get her sister girl hustle on at the Essence Festival, right?
Oh
But don't
yes.
got no motherfucking time to address this situation here with Jayla Walker, right? Right?
Yeah, I
And all
know.
you
And,
and all you
and
butter biscuit eating bedwenches out there that threw y'all support behind this goddamn charlatan. Y'all need to be ashamed of yourself. This woman would piss when have that piss come out of her vagina if you guys were on fire. She wouldn't spit
yep,
at you if you were thirsty.
yep.
And y'all run behind this woman thinking that she's the end, she's gonna be the answer. That she's this black woman. This woman ain't proclaimed to be black. Never has been black. Never will be black. But anyway, I'm not trying to get off the subject. I'm trying to stay on topic. But when it comes to this whole thing with these police officers out here, you got these police unions in the back pocket. These politicians. These politicians could do something, but they choose the money. They choose to take money and they let these goddamn police unions run amok. These cops, these porky ass, fat ass, racist ass, disrespectful ass, punk ass bitches. They'll sit up here and they'll lie on police reports, which is a felony because that's perjury. They'll plant evidence. I saw one video where the cop intentionally try to plant crack in the guy's car.
yeah, that was in Louisiana. I seen one. That one the video you talking about. I seen the video in Louisiana. This happened like some years ago. The motherfucker gonna put crack on the ground while the people recording outside, and they can see the dude. Like you just planted there. They ain't gonna try to get the evidence. Like, come on now, you been caught. Like you that stupid enough to plant crack in front of the people recording you? Like you must be that desperate.
Right. I want to show y'all a case real quick. This recent topic that I just decided to talk about. I was originally going to put it in a separate video, but yeah. Um. See the Asian community was claiming that black people were the ones that was attacking them and that they needed an Asian hate crime bill to protect them. But when Asians are attacking black people, we don't get a hate crime bill to go against them for being anti-black racist. Look what happened with Isabel Jackson. All right, this woman right here, this disgusting teen, 14-year-old, her name is Isabel Jacobs. She killed a young black girl by the name of Amelia Powell, and this is the girl right here. Now that's her mother on the left. The girl on the right is Mila Powell. So yeah, And this was the suspect right here. Stabbed him. Stabbed that innocent. This happened, I believe. Um, it happened at a Walmart in Nashville, Tennessee. It says right here, yeah, Nashville, Tennessee. So it happened at a Walmart. These people don't even know each other, and this evil bitch right here, child of the corn, killed this innocent, sweet, innocent young girl, Emil Powell, and now this woman no longer has her daughter with her. What do y'all have to think about that?
Man, first of all, her ass need to be put in jail for life. Now, I'm advocate for the death penalty because hey, if you kill somebody, well, you know what, your ass got to go too, right?
Yep.
But since we can't get that, because we got to be so all about being humane, except when it comes to black people, then you just get gunned down like an animal. But um, but if you're anybody else though, you got to have fair, humane, equal treatment, and we got to let the process play out. And they're gonna come to her defense in the media, right? They're gonna try to make her out to be this lost, troubled soul, and she needs help and all this other bullshit, right? When it comes to these other folks, black people, we become victims and all that, and then we may get made out to be goddamn like we the perpetrators of shit. But she can go out here, randomly stab some young teenager girl to death, and she needs help. And she has a rough childhood, and you don't understand the mind state of an Asian female and all this other bullshit. The fact of the matter is, her ass needs to fucking burn, like them children in the corn in the end. Her ass need to fucking burn too.
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you 100%, brother LB. This little chopstick suey eating ass bitch needs to burn. If you're gonna be out here killing people like it's Grand Theft Auto 3, you need to be in jail for the rest of your life. Them oranges, the new black chicks need to be passing you around like cigarettes, and they definitely need to be smoking you every day. Cause this shit right here definitely need to stop when it comes to these fucking Asians talking all this crap about black people and what they're doing. They don't say that to their people in their community. When you have Asian on Asian crime, you don't really hear the mainstream media talk about this unless they're giving out wild crap specials in 2-star massage parlors and stuff when they get caught up in sex trafficking or drugs and stuff or human trafficking, which they're definitely known for doing from their countries, different Asian, organizations and stuff. But this is just another example of black people in the United States of America definitely need to strap up on their guns. So when these Asians run up on your ass, you'll definitely can give them that Bruce Lee special. And they ain't talking about no kicks, no punches, or no nunchuck hits upside your nuts or upside your head. Hit them with some hollow points. Because when you see the cops not doing their job and killing us unjustly, you have to take matters into your own hand. If it's gonna be me or be you, I'd rather it be you than be me, because I'm trying to make a home to my family.
All right. Now I want to get into one more topic at least, and yeah. So let me get to my StreamYard. So we're gonna talk about this last topic right here. So I'm gonna play this video. It's saying Atlanta is planning to building a $90 million cop city, which will serve as a training ground to surveil and target black communities, activists say. So let's play this video real quick. Hold on. Here we go.
Cop City is a project to destroy over 380 acres of publicly owned forest in the city of Atlanta. Cop City is an urban warfare training facility that is funded by the Atlanta Police Foundation, which is a conglomerate of CEOs and different institutional presidents in the city of Atlanta. The facility would be a space where the police could practice tear gas explosions, bomb testing, have a shooting range, practice high-speed chases. Like, they're literally going to build a mock city of Atlanta to practice different urban warfare tactics. This is going to have a massive and disproportionate impact specifically on Black communities. The purpose of this project is to be able to better surveil, better suppress, and better prevent liberation movements that directly address the exploitation that Black and working class communities are feeling. The Atlanta police have always been antagonistic towards poor and working class people. They have been active agents of gentrification. Having fewer trees is going to just make the temperatures rise even faster and can create what it typically is called like a heat island, raising temperatures so high that they can be very dangerous for folks, especially, again, poor and working class people who are going to be most likely to not have air conditioning. Defund the police, abolish them, and invest in the things that actually keep us safe. We've been ramping up our efforts to get folks in the community trained on things like restorative justice, on medic trainings, on de-escalation tactics, disaster relief, all the things that we know actually keep us safe when we're in crisis. And so we don't need to call the police. Folks don't feel they need to engage 911. That will have those skills in our community and can meet our own needs.
All right. So I'll leave the link to this video in the description box and comment section. Some of the stuff I'm going to leave links to in the description box and comment section. But yeah, what y'all have to say about that?
Go ahead, Eric. You go first.
Well, for me being in Athens, I'm not in Atlanta. This just goes to show you that, once again, these motherfuckers are just throwing money in the fire, just adding more gasoline to the fire by trying to suppress Black people. See, that goes to show you that no matter how much money you motherfuckers spend, no matter how many, RoboCop, racist, white supremacists, police forces y'all try to build, y'all will never stop Black people. And this situation right here just goes to show you that white supremacy is at an all-time high, definitely in the state of Georgia and definitely throughout the United States of America. I mean, we seen this with the, July 4th massacre with all those people getting hurt and getting killed. But it just goes to show you that they will do anything, and I do mean anything, to suppress, Black people, not only in the city of Atlanta, but throughout the United States of America. But it really does surprise me that these motherfuckers would do stuff like that. When you got former Butter Biscuit, Bojangles dancing mayors out here, losing their position and going to, serve another master who's in a crack house, who don't have the balance to, ride a decent 12-speed bike. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like I said earlier in the video, to every Black person who can actually own a gun, you better strap up, because the summer's already here and it's already hot. So
All right, thank you for that. LB.
Oh man, that whole cop city thing is a fucking joke, man. I mean, that money could be going into other resources in the city. I mean, if you want to address poverty and homelessness, but yet you want to devote money like that to develop a cop city, when you can, when money, that kind of money and resource can be going to uplifting and fixing up some of those communities out there that's impoverished and 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 lack the resources necessary to thrive and all that as a community, as a neighborhood. But instead, you want to, train the police officers who already get enough training. They already get training after training, whether it be in the classroom, whether it be to in a practical sense. They sign paperwork acknowledging that they are adequate and competent in their training, right?
Right.
How much more? How much more training motherfucker need? What they really need is punishment, and that's the one thing nobody wants to tackle. Nobody wants to address how these porky pig ass motherfuckers get punished, and these are our tax dollars that's going towards their salary. So my thing is, if our tax dollars are going towards their salary, then why in the fuck don't we get a say as to how these guys get punished should they go out here and violate the law?
All right. And this is what here's what we're seeing. What we're seeing is they want to turn this country into an authoritarian state. They want a fascist system if it's not already one. We don't really live in a democracy. Not now. We probably never was in a democracy. They want a fascist communist state. All right. They want a fascist state. They want the police to be authoritarian, the military to be authoritarian globally, and they want us to be oppressed. They want black people to be first a permanent underclass, and when they really have no use for us to exist, completely extinct. That's all they're doing. They're doing all this instead of, and this is why should we still continue to support this country? They want to destroy us. They're doing everything, and it won't be just black people, because if they do succeed in getting rid of us, there's going to be other people that are going to destroy. They're going to find another permanent underclass to get rid of next. Who that is, we don't know, but yes, they're doing everything. Well, first of all, they're not going to get rid of black people. We're going to be here forever. All right. No matter what, we're the chosen people. We are the most people of the Most High. So we ain't going to be destroyed. But they are so desperate, and all because they just hate black people. Their numbers is dwindling, so they want to at least try to rule as a minority, but that ain't going to work either. So yeah, the state wants to create a cop city to militarize the cops, but they can't do anything to help poor people, to help educators, to help small businesses, and particularly black-owned businesses. Make it easier. They can't help students. They can't help homeless. They can't help impoverished communities. They can't help punish the elites, punish corruption, but want to give up. But they want to spread authoritarianism in this country, starting in the state of Georgia. Yeah. I believe that's all the topics I want to talk about. There might have been others, but I think I'm just going to do separate videos. But if some articles, I'm going to try leave some articles for y'all to read at your own. Some of them do have to deal with tonight's topics, even if I didn't look at them. They do have to do with tonight's topics. So I'll try to see what I can get quick as possible to put them in the comment section, as well as put y'all 2 channels in the comment section for people to read, because since you have decided to show up. But yeah, I'm about to close in. So I'm just gonna let y'all say y'all final thoughts. Who wants to go first?
Just want to say thanks for letting me on, Jdawg, and appreciate you for giving me your the the ability to speak on your platform, and I'm just looking to do it again soon.
All right. And I hope you get better. All right. Everyone pray for LB. He's going through some things right now, and we hope he gets better soon. I hope whatever is going on, I hope you deal with it and get better so we can see some more of your videos. And make sure y'all subscribe to LB. It's the sports and political channel. That's LB's channel. Subscribe to it. And if you want to, LB, you can leave your link in the comment section, in the chat room. I'll probably put it in the comment section, in the description box later on if I get the chance. So, yes. Eric Johnson, do you have any final thoughts?
Yes, brother Jdawg. My final thoughts is if, as us as foundational Black Americans, we have realized that everybody can't come to the table and everybody can't, help us. It's gonna be buck dancers that you're gonna have to separate from, the real people who want to see liberation of the true people of this country who built this country from the dirts of the slave plantations, the cotton fields, and through everything we've been through, this just goes to show you that we are very durable and we're very, stubborn when it comes to people trying to take us out. It's gonna take a good amount of us because all of us ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna just say that right now. I'm not trying to be, you know, not trying to be like realistic in like the future of what's to come for like foundational Black Americans, but it's going to be sacrifice on both sides. Definitely when it comes to us, knowing who you truly are within this racist ass nation. So all I gotta say is, stay prepared, stay strapped. These mass shootings have been happening on a constant basis. You can't go nowhere, let alone get in a grocery store without having a meth up crackhead white supremacist trying to take you out and your family. So while you can still get them before they try to do some bullshit, um, go get your gun license, man. Go get your gun license in any state, And I know how my New Yorkers up there are feeling, because they're going through some bullshit with their gun laws up there. You got to go through a crazy process of finally trying to get gun license up there in the state of New York. So if you can get as many guns as you can to defend yourself and your family, because with these white supremacists being out here and these pig cops out here killing us unjustly, you might want to just have something to defend yourself and your family during this terrible time in history.
I want to correct you on the gun law situation in New York. The Supreme Court actually struck down, if not all, half of those gun control laws. So you probably never heard about that. That was something else that they did not talk about. Just like with the Miranda rights, when this whole stuff about abortion happened, they talked about the Miranda rights. The church, they also did the Miranda rights. They stripped that, the laws that involve with church and state, and they also went after some state laws that were considered unconstitutional federally. So they went after some of those gun. So hopefully that will help some people with guns, with trying to get guns. But yes, still pay attention if you're trying to protect yourself and know the laws and see if that in a way that you'll be able to protect you. But yeah, thank you for bringing that up. For bringing that stuff up, what's going on in New York. And make sure y'all subscribe to Eric Johnson. He has a channel. Eric Johnson, if you want to, you can put your link to your channel in the chat room or in the comment section or wherever. You can put it so that hopefully someone will try to click on it and subscribe if they haven't subscribed. My final thoughts is be careful. My other final thoughts is my condolences goes to the families of Jalen Walker, as well as the families of the individuals who were killed in Highland Park in the Chicago area. My condolences go to them, and my condolences goes to the young girl Melina Powell, her family, for what happened, what that racist did to her when stabbed her, and also to the be safe out there. because a lot of stuff is about to happen, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of stuff starting this summer. A lot of stuff is about to happen. To the Till family, I hope you find a way to truly get justice. I hope they do decide to go after Carol Bryant. I hope they do. She deserves to be punished for what happened to Emmett Till. It's not too late for Emmett Till to get justice. So they want to go after R. Kelly and Bill Cosby for what happened 20 or 30 years ago, or 40 years ago, or 50 years ago. They can go after Carol Bryant. But that's all I have to say. I'm about to end this live stream. Thank you to everyone who showed up. If you just coming in, but missed a lot, but you can check out the rerun. Well, you could watch everything from beginning to end as a pre-recorded video when it eventually happens. But that's all I have to say for now. This is Jdawg. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch y'all in another video. Peace, everyone.